My name is Ashley Reed. Today is June 2nd, 2023. This is my introductory speech, and my topic is my most influential life experience. Often when I tell someone that I'm going back to college at the age of 36, I follow it up with the reason that I figure my life got flipped upside down for some reason. I graduated high school in 2004 and I went straight to college, hoping for a nursing degree, but I quickly realized that I was not ready for that level of dedication. So I settled for a medical assistant degree, and I've been doing that ever since. In 2014, I married the love of my life, Quincy. We had a happy life, nothing fancy. In 2021, he caught COVID and declined quickly. At the age of 35, I became a widow, which has been my most influential life experience. Losing my spouse gave me a push to further my career, taught me to become more independent, and switched up my hopes and dreams. The first reason why losing Quincy has had such an effect on my life is the decision to go back to school. So when I reflect back on the experience, the only silver lining was the nurses. When Quincy was admitted into the hospital, he went straight to ICU, and 2 days later, he was on a ventilator. During that time, he had multiple strokes, which left him non-responsive. But the ICU nurses, they allowed me to call him every day, twice a day actually, gowning up due to COVID. I feel like that was an extra step. After isolation, when I saw Quincy, I realized that there was not going to be a jump in his heart rate, that he wasn't going to squeeze my hand like they do on TV, and I fell apart. But it was the nurse who was there for me. Then October 19th, it was the worst day of my life. It's been said that you go through certain life experiences to be able to help support others. Having the nurses and the personal care that they gave for me and for Quincy, they even called him by his nickname, Q. The nurses made the experience better for me as his wife, and that I knew that he was being taken care of, although he wasn't responsive. Extra work for the nurses, but they were willing and never complained. As a CMA now, I'll go above and beyond for my patients, and I will be a supportive RN with knowledge of how it makes the family feel. This experience has definitely impacted my compassion and empathy already. This brings me to the second reason why losing my spouse has been a significant turning point in my life. It's because of the way that it changed me personally. First of all, cooking. I don't cook. When I was spoiled, my parents would make me a separate meal if I didn't like what they were having. So once Quincy was gone, eating didn't mean much anymore. Watching TV became a trigger because it's something that we did together. Then there was a friend change because people are not as supportive as they say they will be. Financials became a struggle, and I developed depression. I say mentally, losing Quincy drove me crazy. So now I understand depression on a personal level, and I can relate to patients who may be having the same. I often use the metaphor that being married with Quincy was like living in a bubble, and when Quincy died, it popped, and my rose-colored glasses were gone. This is something that I needed, though, because I have been taking care of my entire life, and this has made me independent. The final reason that I believe becoming a widow has been the most impactful in my life is because it has changed my hopes and dreams. Quincy had a lot of anxieties, interstates, bridges, therefore we never went on vacation. But now I can travel. I wrote my first English paper on the opportunities that your major can offer. Two that piqued my interest were travel nursing or a hospice nurse. The benefits of travel nursing: seeing new things, meeting new people, making money, a lot of money, and being a hospice nurse, because I have experienced two of the hardest deaths, a spouse and a parent. In conclusion of this speech, I want to quote Marilyn Monroe by saying that I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change, so you learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can appreciate them when they're right, and sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. Back in 2021, I wouldn't have cared to hear that. But now, 2 years later, I understand. Becoming a widow has changed my life tremendously, but by pushing me to be another version of Ashley, starting with a new career path, making me more mature, and giving me a new purpose. So, cheers to these college years.